Welcome back to A Little Lemon True Crime. Mama D coming at you in the house. And so now, remember, you asked far better questions than I. We handed over to the members to put their questions up at the top. I saw 2 or 3. And then I've already handed over to our beautiful subscriber family so that you guys can jump in with all the questions you'd like to ask. Now remember, I can't answer all the questions, but we handed over. I don't remember turning that up. I can't answer everybody's questions, but I'll do my best. And I'm definitely going to take as many as I can in a half hour. And in this is all about Nolan Wells. And what we want is justice. We only want the truth. That being said, let's go ahead and get started. All right, who do we have here? Midnight Intuition, and thank you to my replay crew as well. Nikki UK, Sash, Stone Racer. Nikki has a question. Let's see what it is. Let's get over here and we'll take the cards to the table. Question: was Nolan's fate planned? Ooh. Was Nolan's fate planned? That's a good question. Did somebody... Okay, so hold on. Was Nolan's fate planned? You could see that in so many different ways. So I'm going to refine the question a little bit to ask if Nolan's death was premeditated. I hope you don't mind, Nikki. What card came out? We'll go ahead and cut the deck. Was Nolan's death premeditated? Okay. We've got the Hermit. We have the 10 of Pentacles. We have the Devil card. We have the Ace of Swords. And we have the Moon. So if I were to take the cards at face value, now remember, everything in this read is alleged. It's my humble opinion, my interpretation of the cards. You might read cards differently. I'm reading True Crime Tarot. It's not the same as traditional tarot because this isn't about average lives. This is about possibly a crime. And so there's a slight variant on the cards themselves. Feel free to take our tarot class if you would like, that is dedicated to True Crime Tarot to understand more. Jennyville just went ahead and did it, and she's saying she's learning a great deal. So we have the Hermit, Virgo energy. This is about following your intuition. It's an inner knowing. The question is, was this premeditated? The inner knowing. This is deep thought. This is making a plan. This is taking an action, the Virgo energy. We have 10 of Pentacles. This is about legacy. This has to do with family. This has to do with values. This has to do with finances, home life, everything, the whole shebang. And this is toxic. And then we have the yes. The Ace of Swords is a clear yes. As well as we have the Moon, which is shady, something's unknown, something that isn't done in the light. So this would suggest that it's highly likely that Nolan's passing was premeditated. Now, it doesn't mean it was premeditated for months or anything like that. It could have been that somebody was like, that day, thinking to themselves, I'm getting rid of him. But it does suggest, the cards would suggest that that's probably likely. All right, let's see who else has a question. We're going to keep it on the members section still, even though everybody can chat. We're going to scroll up and we're going to grab the first member's question. Smudger. Did a physical fight take place on the boat over the girl? Ooh. Did a physical fight take place on that boat over a girl? Did a physical fight take place over a girl? We have the Page of Swords. This is being a detective. It's learning more. It's inspection. It's witnessing something. We have confusion. We have too many options. 7 of Cups. And we have the girl with somebody that's madly in love, not necessarily romantic. This could be daddy, right? This could be daddy. This could be daughter. This is just a little princess. This is a king. This would suggest that there's a daddy or a big brother or an uncle, an older gentleman that is overprotective of this girl, and that this got to be real confusing and that they did not appreciate this as much. So, did a physical fight take place? We have a protective male energy and we have confusion. Let's continue and see what this confusion, where it led. So that's feelings as well, because that's emotion. And also, think of the King of Cups swimming with the fishes, right? This could even be Nolan's energy, being that there's feelings for this, only he probably isn't seen as a king, so I doubt it's him. Maybe a deep, deep, serious emotions. Let me understand this. No, Nolan is a page. So there's an exchange at this point. I can't call it a fight, but this is an exchange of energy. And it is telling me that there was a very serious conversation. And then what? And it was about family and probably a parent or somebody that is very close to this young girl, sees her as a daughter or a very young person to protect. And they're seeing this burden. They feel that, there is a burden. They don't want this burden. I don't know. It's almost as if they're viewing this interest in this girl as a burden. Yeah, because of the relationship as a burden to them. They don't want this. Is that correct? Is the family protecting this female? So we have the page offering. So this is a young man, masculine with phallic, right? He's got the stick. He's offering something to this female. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, it's definitely a female. Empress. And how did the family take it? Did it come to a fight? We have the 9 of Cups, and we have this abandonment. This is overflowing water, right? All these cups are overflowing, flooding, and this is abandoned. So we water abandonment. I think this was a verbal fight, and I don't think that they did anything but literally abandon Nolan in the water out at sea. See how she's out at sea? And these are all overflowing with water. This is an abundance of water and emotion. And it's telling me the 5 of Pentacles, the beggar, abandonment. So, if there was a fight, it appears to be verbal, but then it resulted in abandonment at water. All right, let me clean up my deck. Excellent question. All right, let's go ahead and ask the next question. Hold on just a minute. Just needed to check something. Okay. Let me go ahead, take one more member's question, and then we're going to hand it over to everybody that is a wonderful family subscriber supporter. Jennyville, question: did Nolan get on a boat with Katie to go back to the mainland? Ooh, excellent questions. I think this part is always my favorite because you guys ask amazing questions. All right. Did Nolan get on a boat with Katie to go back to the mainland? Did Nolan Wells allegedly get on a boat with Katie to go back to the mainland? Well, we have them together because this is the 4 of Wands. This is paired up. And this is almost like this divine partners coming together. This is after a marriage in a sense. They're already married, and this is a celebration, and you've got the 1111, right? This is a mirroring energies that come together that just hit it off really good. So Katie and Nolan is the two subjects in the question, and we have them coming together and being like, I like you. They enjoy it. But when that happens, somebody is triggered. And we have the Knight of Swords. This is very analytical. They think with their brain, not their heart. They're coming to cut this out. They're like, oh, hell no. Nay, nay, not today, day. Ace of Swords. Yes. Allegedly, he went on a boat with Katie, allegedly. And as you can see, we got water all here, right? All this water. Allegedly, he went on the boat with Katie to go back to the mainland. All alleged. All alleged. Let's go to the very end of chat there and see what we get here. I'm going to look for the cube. We got one with Gail. Did Katie's parents speak to Nolan on the 4th of July? Did Katie's parents speak to Nolan on the 4th of July? Excellent question, y'all. Good job there. Gail always asks good questions. Did Katie's parents allegedly speak to Nolan on the 4th of July? We have confusion. We have a tug of war, and it's a back and forth yo-yo, but it's also almost like secretive or suppressed communication, back and forth, and that's got confusing. And then 10 swords in the back, destroyed. And the tower happened. Something unexpected happened on the boat. At least Nolan did not expect it. And it has to do with this female and not a new beginning, because it was in reverse. It's actually shady, and it's about these two lovers and this King of Cups. So I don't know if they directly spoke to Nolan. Was it family? Because it's not telling me yes. It's not telling me no. The tower happened. Okay, but were Katie's parents talking to Nolan? Was there communication? It's somebody he knows on the boat. I'm not picking up it's Katie's parents. It's somebody he knows. This is somebody from your past that you've known from a time before. We have the boat, 6 of Swords. It's somebody he knows. He's known for a while on the boat. I'm not sure 100% if this person that got mad was a mom or a dad. Maybe it was somebody else in the family. Let me ask that. Was it another family member of Katie? Yes. Yeah. We have a different page. We have a young one, probably about the age of, and there's the water, pouring of the water, the star, Aquarius energy. This would suggest that it's not necessarily, did these get twisted? That it's not necessarily, no, they didn't, mom and dad of Katie, but possibly a youth that she has known her whole life, maybe a sibling. These two look like siblings, right? Could be a brother, a cousin that had the squabble, if you will. Good question, Gil. Good question. Thank you. All right, let's see who else has a question. Midnight Intuition. Question. Did girl father and Nolan father get into it? Okay. Midnight Intuition. Nolan's father and the girl's father, did they get into a fight? Well, they probably haven't had much contact together. I don't know if that would have anything to do with Nolan's passing, though. I mean, if they did have a squabble after his passing, I could see that. Sash, question. Were Katie and Nolan in a relationship? Now, Trayston alleges they met that day, and just started hanging out. But let's see what the cards say. Sash says, were Katie and Nolan in a relationship? Were Katie and Nolan, what if this is about one of those boys' girlfriends? Because allegedly Trayston was there with his girlfriend. What if it isn't about Katie? You feel me? It's about a girl. But Trayston said he had a fight with a stranger about his girlfriend, and she was there. You feel me? That's interesting. Let's ask this question. Were Katie and Nolan in a relationship? 8 of Swords, 7 of Cups, and the Death card. Self-imprisonment, confusion, and the Death card. This does not show me a prior relationship between Katie and Nolan. No. It's actually negative to a prior relationship. The Lovers. This is different. This may be, okay, let's clear this up real quick. Take a breather for a minute. We need to qualify this. We got in our first read today, and we got it last time I read too, about a female that had been forgotten. Is this over jealousy between Nolan and one of the boys, such as Trayston, over their girlfriend? Did someone get jealous of Nolan in the guys' group? I'm going to ask that real quick. Is this about a different girl than Katie? Is this about a different girl? Because there's a lot of girls there, y'all. Is this about a different girl than Katie? Boat, 6 of Swords, travel. The Page, and it's someone that he knew from the past, but Katie's coming up that they just met. So this is indeed somebody that Nolan knew really good. And a female. That's the ticket. This is over a girl, but I don't think it's Katie. All right, we'll leave it alone for now. I will be coming back to that. I will definitely be coming back to that. All right, let me clear the deck and we'll get your questions. Excuse me, you guys. Let's see who else has a question that hasn't got to ask one. Pebbles Love. Did Javon delete things off Nolan's phone before he and his mother took it to Nolan's mom? I don't believe they took it to mom. The phone had to be gotten. They didn't hand the phone over. But nonetheless, great question. Did Javon, who happens to be friends with Trayston and Nolan, could Javon covering for Trayston? Okay, let's stay with one question. Did Javon delete things off Nolan's phone? We have the Hangman of the Lovers, 10 of Cups. This would suggest that a female did it, that a female deleted messages. And it does suggest that there were messages deleted, though. But this is telling me get a new view. It's the lovers. And we're asking if it's Javon. So it could have been Tristan or the female, a female. This has got me understanding much more now. Bottom of the deck, Ace of Pentacles. Someone did, yeah. They definitely deleted messages between. So maybe, oh my God. What if one of the boys got the girl's phone because they leave them on the boat? And maybe the boyfriend opened up the girl's phone and saw she had been chatting with Nolan. You feel me? This is weird, but I'm seeing more. All right, let's see who else. Midnight intuition question. Did Katie's father and Nolan get into a fight? Okay. Did Katie's father and Nolan get into a fight? I think we covered that one because it looked more like a cousin or a brother or something. Right. Other people were out there. Other people were out there and camping for the night. And I don't understand how why didn't Nolan go get help? I don't get that. Okay, let's see. Roof and Roofer question. Was Nolan alive when he ended up or was put in the water? Was Nolan alive when he ended up in the water? When Nolan went into the water, however that was he alive? Was Nolan alive when he entered the water? We have an exchange. Get a new perspective. Exchange. We have the Hermit. We have major arcana, so there's something to this. There's something to this question that's very cut out. This would suggest land. The Hermit's Virgo, Earth. Land. Get a new perspective. He was on land. Was Nolan even put in the water? Because allegedly they found him on the ground. This is suggesting he was never in the water. Two of Swords, a decision for self-cup of love. I don't understand. Oh, water. Hold on, let me relook at this. Because I missed that, so many different ways. Okay, so hung into the water. Hung into the water. So there was a heated exchange, I believe, that ended up him going into the water, then landing on the land. Was he alive? Cutting something out. The plan. Decision. Self-cup of love. King of Wands and the Emperor over the plan. It's not telling me was he alive. The Empress is telling me over and over the reason. Dead, yes. Was Nolan alive when he entered the water? The star card, it's water. And that usually means yes. Yes, he was alive when he entered the water. Ace of Wands. Even though it's in reverse, it's not a no. It's a hidden yes. Burden. They saw him as the burden. They traveled on. That was the plan. So he was alive when he went in the water. It was almost like they were like, good luck, boy. Gosh, that heats me up and just disgusting. All right, let's get one more question. You guys got me. Some really good questions today. Marion, you get the last question of the day. Was there a fight over a girl? That I absolutely do believe, but we shall see. That's what these cards have been saying. Was there a fight over a girl? We got the boat. On the boat. Okay, that hit the floor, and I believe there's two cards. Hold on. They are really far away. Hold on. Okay. Almost like the girl put herself into a predicament. She knew she would be making someone jealous. This is a female that racks her brains. This, oh my God, what have I done? I need to make a decision. Swords are all about spoken words. And we have the boat with all the swords again. So we have a lot of words. And then we have this hidden card. So when you're asking me if this is a fight about a girl, it's just telling me that there was movement with a girl that ended up being suppressed in a secret and shady. So even though the last question will qualify, what is not being seen? What is not being seen? So we have the Knight of Swords and the Cup, King of Cup, with the divine timing, if it is over a girl, but it does show me that there was movement on a boat, that this female put herself in a very bad predicament that led to some shady shite. We've got this divine timing. They happen to be out in water. We have the King of Cups swimming with the fishes, right? This could be considered lover boy in a way. Maybe Jaden is a king in his own right. Not Jaden, Nolan, forgive me. Maybe Nolan is the King of Cup. Maybe that's why he keeps coming up with water, because he had such deep emotions, and somebody came racing in because they wanted to protect that female. It's over a female. Definitely had a altercation, but they didn't have a knockout, drag out fight, because it's never coming up that this altercation went past words other than maybe being thrown overboard. Look, Five of Cups, spilt water. Water spilling over. Could be spilling over the boat, right? Just throwing somebody over the boat. This King of Pentacles, maybe. The water overflowing all the cups. Five of Swords, a fight to the death, fight for your life. And there's the Knight of Cups. So I do believe that he was alive when he went in the water, and I do believe that somebody put him overboard. But I do not see that anybody struck him at all. I'm not seeing like the fight physically. Just the spilt cups overboard, over the female. So it could be that this female is one of the boy's girlfriends. That female wouldn't even have to be there that day if they felt jealous of Nolan over that female. You know? Do one of these friends of Nolan have a girl that they were jealous of Nolan about? Interesting. This is very interesting. Javon's mom is Nolan's mom's best friend. She said Javon went to get Nolan's phone, allegedly. Yeah, exactly. She went to the place that had the phone, and she went and got it because Nolan's mom asked her to go get that phone, Nolan's phone. Excellent, guys. You are just top notch. If I could give you a grade A sticker for the best questions ever, I certainly would. You guys did a brilliant job. I'm really stuck on this because it doesn't. More will come out. We will find out. The truth always comes out, right? Truth always comes out. And I pray that it comes out for Nolan Wells. I've got a lot more questions than answers, unfortunately. Midnight is really a lovely group. You are fine. Yes, Midnight. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Love you, darling. Thank you for joining us today. Simply Reba says, first I had heard about 3 boats to just so they didn't leave him out there by himself. Was there more in his group? I heard 7, but I don't know. I don't know for sure. All right, my lovelies, I appreciate you. And all we can do is say prayers, and allegedly tomorrow morning we're supposed to hear some preliminary results in a presser from Attorney Crump. So that'll be interesting. And why are the authorities holding back the original autopsy results? If there was water in his lungs, why are they so hesitant to just say there was water in his lungs at this point, and they don't give us nothing? I don't know, y'all. But I do know I love you very, very much, and I appreciate all the support of our channel. We have a deck party tomorrow. Woo, woo, woo. And as you've been seeing, our little commercials been running this week for the deck party. We do giveaways, and we show off some of our beautiful items. Here comes Jack, because he knows. He knows. You know. They're like, all right, Mom, let's go. Now, last time I showed you Jack, so let me get Lucky up here. Come here, Lucky. Come on, Lucky. Your turn. Oh, my babies. All right, so this is my Lucky Star and Jackie Moon, right? And I appreciate you guys, and I will see you again very soon. Can you say bye, Lucky? He's like, I don't want to say anything. I just snuggle Mama. I'll see you guys soon, and that's it. Let me hit the right button, and I'm a mile away from the screen. I'll see you guys very soon, and hopefully we see you at the deck party. Bye for now, my loves. Thank you for everything.
From the dust I was born, to the dirt I shall return. When my eyes are closed, in the shadows, my enemies will think they